Hello, my name is Vanisha. I'm the creator of Vanisha's View. I hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell for more trending news.
Hey y'all. Hey, Checkmate. Thanks for joining. Shakespeare, thank you for joining. Zesty Dragon. Ooh, thanks for joining. Flying Mouse, thanks for joining. Alex, thank you for joining. Crazy, thank you for joining. Little Gorilla, thank you for joining. Okay. Mr. Peppermint, thank you for joining. Nice Breeze, thank you for joining. I will give it just a few more minutes for more people to join. Just Some Teenager, thanks for joining. Cute Energy, thank you for joining. Rose Rank, thanks for joining again. Okay. I'm just waiting a few more minutes for some more people to join the chat. Basically, just to let you know, the topic for this chat is about the 17th century letter from the devil that was decoded. It's the 17th century letter from the devil that they found was decoded. Now, this is an ancient script. Apparently, it's in the London Science Museum. Lizardo 790, thank you for joining. Pretty, thank you for joining. Again, I told you I would do another broadcast though, because the topics that I've talked about previously have nothing to do with the topics that I'm going to even dissect even more into. So that's why I decided to do another broadcast. Ricky Run, thanks for joining. Let's see. Honey Hug, thank you for joining. Okay. LM, a whole bunch of words, thank you for joining. And I know it's like a code. Doom, thank you for joining. Oh yeah, okay. Again, just in case you're now joining the broadcast, again, my name is Vanisha. You can subscribe at Vanisha's Vice, VANISHAS VICE.com. I talk about the latest trends, hot headlines, topics. It could be local, fashion, entertainment, or worldwide news. And I talk about inspirational stories. Okay, so this is the niche that I have from our broadcast. Okay, because there's like so many different things going on, not just in a entertainment lifestyle level, but also politically worldwide, just things that are going on, just that will I wouldn't say affect us, but not directly, but subconsciously affects us in different ways. Bubba Mob Lamont, thank you for joining. If I haven't done a shout out, again, just say something and I'll shout you out in the broadcast. Again, you get free advertisement in here when I announce your name in the chat. Kyle Demir, thank you for joining. Let me see. Okay, so Hamayi Zazi, thank you for joining. I don't know if I said it right, but correct me if I'm wrong. Dal Diamond, thank you for joining. I was just waiting a few more minutes for more people to join the broadcast again. The broadcast is a 17th century letter from the devil that was found by the Ludum and is at the Ludum Science Museum. It has been decoded, and I'll tell you more about what was in the letter. A lot of people say he's just an entity, that he doesn't exist, but according to the Ludum Science Museum, it's wrong according to history and some evidence that they found about somebody by the name of Saint or Sister Maria Cafiza Dea Concianis or something like that. Something's weird. Like she has a long name, so I can't say her full name. But anyway, her name is Sister Maria. Okay, and apparently, Chocolate Thunder. Thank you for joining. Apparently, they found this letter from the 17th century. It's at the Little Science Museum. If you're just joining the chat, and it's directly from the devil. Now, a lot of people, again, they say that he's not real. It's just an entity. It's just a fable. Different things like that. But if you look at it, even in history and the movies that are written, where do they get these ideas from to come up with these type of things? Isn't just make believe. So I just wanted y'all to know about this letter and what it said in the letter. Apparently, in a letter, it said something rude about saying that the mortals, you can't take the mortals out, or something like that. It was a letter to God, apparently. And he was basically, in a letter, was dissing God and Jesus in a letter, and was saying that they're dead weight and different things like that. So, depending on your belief, people look at it in many different ways. I have to stay neutral because I'm a reporter, but I'm just letting you know, give you the information. Thank you, Crazy. Thank you for joining. Charles, thanks for joining. Virus Forever, thank you for joining. But in a letter, it was decoded. He was basically saying that, again, that, God was dead weight, and which is an insult to many people, no matter what your beliefs are, and also about that you're not able to take mortals out. Something about, and the mortals are basically us, because the devil, if you believe that he exists, he's an immortal being, meaning that he can't die, that he's a spirit. But, depending on what your belief is, many people of different beliefs, different walks of life, backgrounds, things like that, believe that he's, of course, an entity or some type of spirit, things like that, and he is contra or against God. And apparently in this letter, they were like in different symbols. And this Sister Maria basically, they apparently, according to the Little Science Museum, they found out information that the Sister Maria in a letter had written down that she was used as a host. Now, what is a host? A host is a body, which is us. We're just a body. This is just a body or a shell that the spirit had used Sister Maria in. Actually, I don't know if actually went into her. I don't know exactly how that works or what have it, but actually went into this Sister Maria, and she actually wrote the letter, like almost like that. I don't know if you ever seen the movie. I'm trying to think of the name of it, but I don't know if it was. If it was one of those stars, but I can't think of the name of the star. Where this lady, she was talking in different languages, like she had dementia, and she was writing different messages, not on the letter, but this like on the walls and different things like that, and she was in a state of schizophrenia. So according to the history books, this Sister Maria, after she wrote the letter, was in different symbols, so it wasn't in the language or in the Greek alphabet, or alpha language that we know, for us to understand. It was almost in code, so it could be hidden for years or decades and centuries, so we wouldn't know exactly what the letter says until one day it gets published. And again, as it says before, there's nothing new under the sun. Well, there's nothing new under the sun. With this Sister Maria, they said eventually, after she wrote the letter, what happened was, when she was how she wrote it was, she actually passed out and fainted. And when she got up, all she remembered was that there was these letter with these different symbols on it, and she didn't even know how she wrote the letter. So I thought that was kind of like interesting and weird, and that they would actually announce something like this on the news. And this is at the Ludum Science Museum. The Ludum Science Museum. Now, the Ludum Science Museum is located in Catania, Sicily, I believe. It's in Sicily, so this is in Italy somewhere, where this letter is held at. But basically, she wrote the letter, and his sister Maria, again, this is associated with the Vatican, the Catholic Church, different things like that. I won't talk too much about that, but that's as much as I know for right now, the information that I'm giving you. And the sister Maria, eventually years had passed by, and she became a linguist. She was able to speak multiple different languages and different things like that, which is kind of not the norm. If you speak among 3 or 4 languages or more than that, okay, then it's like, okay, where are you getting this ability from? So she was a linguist, and then, after that's as much as we know from the history books. Now, they said they have a program. Of course, they have software right now where you can decode old artifacts and different things like that they find. That if you go on, I think it's Times is Israel, or Times of Israel. It's TIMESISISRAEL, I believe.com. And I think if you go on there, you'll find that source where they found this letter. Basically, and they have software right now where when they dig up stuff like that, anthropologists and different things like that, people that are associated with them, like museums and things like that, they showcase. I actually took a class at this one school before, but this is like an annex, almost like an internship. And because, again, if you all didn't know, I'm a Nittany Lion. I'm a Penn State University alumni. A lot of people don't know that I'm associated with them, but I am. And during my study, I actually went to a museum where they had there's like 4 missing books of the Bible or different things like that. And one was written by Thomas, another by Mary Magdalene. And then the 2 others, I'm not exactly sure. But I was just giving you an idea that there's a lot of artifacts that have yet to be dug up that, we might not know the answer to. It only takes like research and people actually going out there and digging. But I'll just let you know about this letter. I thought it was kind of bizarre. That they have the software now, and they say, they have this particular software where they can decode the letter and find out what it means, and that's how they found out what it meant. Now, for you that are just joining the chat, I was just letting you know, once again, about this letter. If you would like to know more about it, it's the 17th century double from the letter. If you just Google it, it'll come all over the internet. I thought looking at the symbols is kind of weird, and when I want to talk to you also about the English language now that I'm on this broadcast, because this is kind of related to, is kind of related to this topic about the English language. Now, if going to school and different things like that, having different professors and all that kind of stuff, the English language, I want to say, is a curse language, but it's a language that like kind of sets you up. It's like, I'll give you an example. So let's say, for instance, like, okay, we're in school and we're taught how to spell. Okay, basically they teach you how to spell because they're trying to teach you how to put I want to say speak spells and spell words. You understand that? So basically, the English language is already written in a way where it has different meanings. If we actually dissect each word, looking at the suffix, the prefix, and the root, you'll actually find out its origins and different things like that. So you might want to do your own research in regards to the English language and certain words that are root words. For example, like the word word. If you spell it backwards, is sword. So, if you take the S and put it in the beginning of the word word, is sword. So it's like, what is the language intent, or what is the intent of what you're saying? That's why you have to watch what you say. Because, again, I don't know if you heard this before, but life and death comes out of your tongue, and you had to be careful about what you say and also what you write as well. So I was just letting you know about that, and this also has to do with this letter that was written in the 17th century by the devil, apparently, that they found. That I don't know, is like it's written in a way. If you look at it, like different symbols, or magical symbols. That's what they call them nowadays. But if you look at or study that, you'll find out different things in its meaning and what its intent is. And if you didn't know before, at least you know now. If you know that all languages originates from the Hebrew language. Everything, French, Chinese, Spanish, Asian, Korean, all those languages. Remember the Tower of Babel, when the languages were split up. People, there was a guy named Cush, and this is also, a lot of people don't know about that, but I did some research myself. I'll tell you, since I'm on the chat, might as well talk about it. That there was a woman by the name of Sierra Mist. Now, you heard of Sierra Mist, the soda, but that's not what I'm talking about. There's a woman by the name of Sierra Mist, and there's been a lot of talks about how Easter, Valentine's Day, Christmas, things like that, are holidays in certain religions. They don't, like, Jehovah's Witnesses, Muslims, and things like that. They don't really celebrate those holidays. And come to find out, after doing your research, you find out if their origins are from pagan, or it has a different meaning. So I just wanted you all to know about that. That's about it. Sierra Mist. Back to Sierra Mist. Sierra Mist apparently was the mother of the guy Cush, who was the one who built the Tower of Babel. Now, I don't know if you know about that, but that's the basically. And she brought all kinds of things into existence. I'm not exactly sure what the practice was, but back then, like vibrations and frequency and things like that were on a different level. And the reason why we're so ignorant to that nowadays is because of technology, because we're so dependent on things to be like a microwave, like convenience, and we're not patient enough, or we lack patience, or we're too selfish to take time to learn and to understand what frequency and vibrations are. Even certain technology devices and things that you have in your home, even your TV, we call it the box. I don't even look at TV anymore. I might be on TV, but I'm not going to look at TV anymore, just because I feel like it's a waste of time. And if you look at I enjoy some TV shows, don't get me wrong. I enjoy, watching, like, CSI and some reality TV shows. Some things you just get a kick out of, but in movies and different things like that, especially when it's inspirational or true to life. But when it comes down to it, if you listen to the actor Denzel Washington, he'll even tell you yourself, turn the box off, or whatever, because it's designed to program you. That's why it's called a TV program. You know what I mean? So I'm just giving you like a hint of like what direction I'm going into. But I'm just letting you know, about back to this tower. That's how all the languages were split up, and that's why we speak all these different languages today. And if you notice, the governing language is the English language next to Spanish, because Spanish is like growing really, really fast. It's like number one, and then because there's so many immigrants and so many people that speak Spanish now. And then there's French, which is like a business language. But as far as like the English language is like a governing language in most countries. And if you notice, like I told you, if you're just joining a chat, that the English language is a magical language. I'll just leave it like that. That the letters and it coming originally from Greek, the Greek alphabet. Has a different intent behind each letter. Again, if I can say, if I'm just trying to remember everything that I'm talking about. We were talking about the 17th century letter that was found, written by the devil, and it was written through Sister Maria in 75 or 79, in Sicily. Or it's at the Ludum Science Museum now as we speak. And apparently she was possessed and she fainted and she wrote this letter, and it was in different symbols where people couldn't understand it because it wasn't in their language until now they have programs where they can decode the letter. So I was just letting you know about that. Smile Everywhere, thank you for joining. You need more rest. Troubadour, thank you for joining. Tito, thanks for joining. Milton, thank you for joining. I was just letting you know about this letter. I thought it was kind of strange. So is there anything that you would like to talk about in regards to this letter, or what your thoughts are on it, because they translated it? And to a lot of people, when they say when they had translated it and said that he said in the letter that you can't take mortals out of what? Like, what is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like he's going against God, saying, oh, well, you can't save these mortals. That's basically what he's saying in a letter. So you might want to check that out for yourself. I'm just giving you a clue as to, what he's saying, and just to let you know, like, whether you believe that this devil is a real entity or not, is definitely a real contender. I'll say that. But I was just letting you know, if you want to do your own research, feel free to look it up yourself. Again, it's at the Ludum Science Museum. If you ever visit Italy and you ever go to southern Italy and visit Sicily, you might want to stop by at the Ludum Science Museum and see the script for yourself. Okay, so you know that it is real, that they're not making this up. Internet Monster, thank you for joining. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you all think about this? This is like really interesting. Thank you all for the likes and the loves and things like that. Same here. I also do follow back, so if you follow me, I'll follow you back when I get a chance. Again, if you're new to the chat, feel free to go on the website VANISHASVICE.com. And I'm always looking for new trends in 2018, true stories, and trending headlines. Okay. Again, if you look at my previous broadcast, I talk about Wendy Williams and how she fainted. And a lot of people thought it was from drug overdose, and then other people claim it was just because it was already, she had chronic, health condition and things like that. So let me know what y'all think about that. We were concerned for Wendy. We hope that she feels better. If you look at my other broadcasts, I talked about that. Yassinis, thank you for joining. I don't know. What do you all think about that, though? Give me your feedback and your comments, because I always want to know what you all think about that, for sure. Because it's kind of strange. I want to say strange, but yes, Yeah, it's definitely in along the lines of strange. Okay. That's about all. Is there anything else that you all would like to talk about at the moment? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, just let me know. Etch, thank you for joining. Okay. Yeah, so again, this is talking about this letter that they decoded from Sister Maria, found from the 17th century, that was written by the devil himself, but he used Sister Maria as a host to write this letter for those of you who are just joining the chat just now. So just let me know what your thoughts are. Again, I need feedback. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thanks for the likes. You rock. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, this is bizarre. And if you look at the letter, like if you actually go online and Google 17th century letter from the devil, you look at the symbols. The symbols, I don't want to say they look like hieroglyphics, but close, but not quite. But it's a different type of symbols, and it's also close to because remember in Egypt they had ancient knowledge, or they had knowledge from extraterrestrials, or there's been hieroglyphical art that shows that they actually came and helped, the Egyptians build the pyramids and implement all these mathematical things that they know now, even nowadays, things like that. Also, since I'm talking about this letter, I can also touch on Stephen Hawking. May he rest in peace. He was the one that did the discovery about time not being existing, or not, it doesn't exist. That if you continue to press rewind in the continuum of time, there's no beginning. I could go really deep into it, but what I'll do is I'll just post it on my site. Please subscribe at venetiasvice.com. Look for it about, I would say, between today and tomorrow. I'll post about that, because that is really, really, bizarre. I could just say about that as far as I could say. But let me know what y'all think about this letter. Again, they have programming to decode this letter. And Pablo Velasquez, thank you for joining. Yeah, I definitely need to learn my letters, because I don't know. Okay, I'm trying to like translate here, and I'm like, okay, what does that say? Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about it. Sorry, I love my coffee. Yeah. Coffee, organic coffee anyway, is a anti-cancer agent. Just to let you know. So check that out. I might be having some ventures with coffee soon. I'll let you know. But right now, I'm just letting you know about this letter. This is a little bit strange. And I'll talk about some other stuff right now. Again, if you look at my previous broadcast, I talked about Wendy Williams. I talked about this fund also that's in Los Angeles, where they're giving it out to entrepreneurial filmmakers for the youth in the low-income community. And then I'm also was recently talking about Stephen Hawking and his death. Like, he discovered that time doesn't exist a couple of weeks ago, and then all of a sudden he died, like not even 3 days ago. So that was just kind of weird, and that was only within a couple of weeks from his announcement of his discovery. And then coming to find out, he passed away. So we, pray that his family's in peace. And I don't know. What do you think about that? It's kind of strange. But a lot of, I would say theorists believe possibly that just like they did Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy Jr., Steve Jobs, creator of Apple, different things like that. So I don't know. I mean, what do you think about that? Okay, because remember, Apple was the original computer, that was invented. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's coming to my mind. And then Bill Gates, he found the scripts and made Microsoft. So, and then he's still living right now as we speak, but Apple still continues to dominate the technology industry. But Steve Jobs, after, I believe, is it Alexa, was created in Siri. He passed. So yeah, it's just like that's a whole nother conversation. We can just go on and on and on about it, huh? Aubrey Graham II, thank you for joining. Let's talk about some entertainment. Is there anything that you particularly talked about? Again, I talked about Wendy Williams. Okay, guys.